Justin, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, welcome.
Returning to Dubai, starting a European Tour season last week as well, first appearance since the RSM Classic at the end of November. Can we just get your thoughts on your return to golf and your outlines for the rest of the season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, managed to have a good Christmas, New Year. Try to break off as much rust as possible, and always find the Middle East a brilliant place to start the season. You get a good read on your game. I mean, the golf courses are certainly playable. They're in good shape. Generally, you're expecting good weather, and there was definitely enough wind last week to kind of keep you honest. Definitely the course didn't actually play that easy. And probably expect more of the same this week, but I think maybe a little less wind this week, maybe get into a bit more of a rhythm with the ball striking. But yeah, I mean, obviously not a great finish or anything last week, but definitely some positives to, I don't know, create a data point or create a start in a starting point for the season.
And returning to Emirates Golf Club this week, can you just give us your thoughts on the course, and has it come back to you in any way?
Yeah, I mean, it was 09, I think, the last time I played. I'm not sure. Is that right? Seems like a long time. Seems like a long time ago. I think that was Rory's first win. Actually, I think I finished second, which I only really remembered when I saw his name up there in 09. So I'm glad I could help him along his way. Golf course, yeah, the golf course has come back to me. To be honest with you, I had my old yardage book. The course has changed a little bit. Greens have gotten smaller through the years. I know there's a bit of a remodel or reconditioning of it going to go on this summer, but the greens have kind of crept in a bit, and because of that probably lost a few pin placements, and strategy wise probably makes middle of the green a bit more of an acceptable play on a lot of holes.
Thank you for these opening remarks. We'll go to questions. First one from Phil Casey, please.
Hi, morning Justin, thanks for doing this.
All right, Phil.
Hey, just before you came and joined us, we were talking amongst ourselves about the Olympics, so just wanted to get your thoughts on where you are with that, both in terms of maybe concerns about it actually going ahead, and maybe even concerns about your own position in the standings at the moment.
Concerns on both, yeah. It's not a concern if you're not in the team, but I think for the sake of golf, clearly, even if I'm not there, I'd love it to go ahead. It was a great spectacle last time, and I think obviously biased, of course, but golf came out of it pretty well, I think. And Japan being already a very established golfing nation, I feel like the hosting of the golf will be fantastic. And I've heard conflicting. I think there was some. I don't know. It was Reuters. I don't know. I've heard conflicting reports on how things are over in Japan and how they're preparing for it. So, but yeah, listen, I've got bigger problems than that. I've got to focus on my own position, and clearly a lot of the English lads are playing really well, and so there's going to be quite a few guys to get past. But my goal would be just to make sure I'm back in the top 15 in the world. That should be a pretty strong position to make the team.
And in terms of your in terms of your schedule, how many events are you playing in the lead up to the end of qualifying? Have you got a busy stretch to try and get into that top 15?
Not overly busy. I've got to play what suits me, play a rhythm of golf that suits me, and that's typically I like to play 3 weeks in a row, take a week or two off, build another run of events. I don't want it to be too stop-start, and a little bit more travel involved this year as well. So just be a bit more smart about how I put the schedule together. So obviously 3 weeks in the Middle East, I've got 2 weeks off, and then I've got the Florida swing to really get my teeth into. So all of that, is in mind really with the Masters, the run up to Augusta. And then that's the first kind of building block I'm working towards. And obviously you'll shift focus into the next major and on and on and on and on. And obviously we all know 2021's a massive year and not too many breaths to take.
Right, thanks a lot, Justin. Good luck this week.
Thank you. Cheers, Phil.
Thanks, Phil. We'll go to Neil McClellan next, please.
Yeah, morning, Justin. Just to follow up on that, of the Olympic question, it just seemed to mean so much to you competing, even before going to Rio. You're obviously really into it. I appreciate what you say about getting the world top. It must be an extra drive for you this year to get back to represent Great Britain again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there'll be athletes all over the globe having a very focused 6 months run up into that, and not everyone can compete, even though there's a lot of athletes there. There's a lot of them who are left behind, a lot of great talents left behind, and just because you did well last year, there's no defending champion gets his way in. 4 years is a long time between tournaments and events, so you have to earn your way back, and that is front and center really for me. But saying that as well, I've always learned in the past, you can't chase it either. You know, my good golf has always come through a process and a belief in what I'm doing and a plan, and focusing on the little things and doing the little things really well. I can't force my way back into the top 15 in the world. I can only just play good golf week to week. So, you know, that's obviously the objective.
Yeah. Just the last time we spoke to you at Wentworth, we were talking about maybe moving back to the UK and just seeing what is any progress made by that and any other changes just to try and kickstart things this season. Are you doing anything else different?
Yeah, you know, we have relocated back to the UK. Kids are in school there, although with the online learning, we've chosen not to actually be back there for the winter while we can. Obviously, for my practice and what have you, we still have a place in the Bahamas, so we're spending time there. The kids are doing their online from there. Obviously, it just helps from a travel point of view and actually seeing my family. And obviously, who knows with the travel restrictions that people are whispering about, you know, it's just going to be a bit of a simpler process for now. Added a couple of new members to the team. Yeah, I just felt like I wanted to come into 2021 with a slightly different vibe and change my caddy. You know, Lordy continues to be a great friend of mine and a great caddy. We weren't really putting the results on the board, and it was one of those moments where we sat down, looked at each other, and went, "Yeah, should we, you know, move on?" He was like, "Yep, perfect." You know, so like no hard feelings. But yeah, David Clark, who's a great friend of mine and an experienced caddy, you know, he stepped up and he's on the bag. So I know we'll have a lot more fun on the golf course, and that's, you know, I think can only help you play better. And from a physio point of view, yeah, refocused on the recovery and the fitness and the physio work on tour, just to try to like tailor the body a bit better the weeks that I'm out on tour. You know, I work pretty hard in the gym at home, but you know, sometimes on tour I haven't had that regular support to kind of fine-tune the game, I suppose, because your golf swing sometimes is only as good as the body lets it be, and I think that I've fallen into a few bad habits and a few traps with the body over the last year or two, and it's kind of manifested into my game a bit.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. We'll go to Ian Carter next, please.
Hi, Justin. I just wonder, given where you're at in your career, how important the kind of almost unique nature of this year is in maintaining your motivation, if you like, to remain at the very top, to be getting back into the top 15 in the world. How much of that is a driving force as we sort of sit here at the start of the year?
Yeah, I mean, listen, world rankings only serve a purpose to get into tournaments. They don't concern me. Winning major championships concern me. I still feel like that's ahead of me. I still feel like I have that opportunity. I still believe and wake up every day thinking that my best is ahead of me, and that motivates me. If I felt like I was kind of on that slippery slope out, then it's hard to put one foot in front of the other. I'm not really that concerned about playing the game for the sake of playing the game. I only play really because I feel like I can improve, and I've dedicated my whole career to trying to leave no stone unturned and enjoy the process of getting better as a player. So that's still ultimately what gets me out of bed, you know, and I know that in turn creates the results. So, you know, I've definitely made some mistakes the last couple of years, and they're only really mistakes in hindsight. But so just trying to make a few good ones, good decisions.
Just curious, what would have been the biggest mistake in that period, would you say?
Well, you know, some stuff out of my control, you know, Fooch and caddy stuff, and obviously there were some equipment changes. Again, some of it clearly my decisions, but yeah, just the way, the whole side of things worked after, you know, getting to the top of the world rankings, and just some things just didn't fall into place after that, you know, and you make the best decision you can at the time, thinking it's the right decision, but you know, hindsight's always a wonderful thing. But yeah, you know, I think I've pivoted as quick as I can in those scenarios, but you know, sometimes there is a bit of water that's gone under the bridge, and you need to work your way back a little bit. But you know, listen, it's what my career's been about a little bit. I've had my ups and downs as well. You know, when I am kind of on the slide a little bit, it kind of makes me want to come out swinging, and with the back against the wall a little bit, I kind of like it in a way. So it keeps me motivated, keeps me hungry.
Cheers, good luck. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Ian. We'll go to John Hopkins next, please.
Justin, good morning.
Hi, John.
Have you seen the Tiger Woods documentary?
I have not, no.
Would you have any interest in seeing it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like having competed against him through most of my career, you know, you get a sense of who someone is. So, I mean, with the greatest respect in the world, like journalistic license, it would be interesting to see the spin that's been put on it, because I'm sure that the intentions are to kind of get a pretty raw and truthful documentary out of it. But I'm sure there's, you know, you could ask Tiger Woods come into contact with a lot of people in his life, and if you choose to interview 20 of them, you're going to get a certain slant on it versus if you'd chosen 20 different people. So yeah, I'm curious just to see how it comes across.
It's just come over on. It's just come out rather on Sky documentaries over here, though I believe it was shown on HBO in America a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Quickly, you played with him a lot of times. Can you quickly sum up one shot that he played that made you widen your eyes and step back a bit, and that was Tiger?
One shot, no, but I played with him in the final round of might have been like the 2007 BMW Championship, and we were both kind of doing pretty well, second last group, something like that, and the first sort of 5-6 holes were very jovial, a lot of chit chat. I was like, damn, this is kind of fun playing with Tiger in the final round, and you know, it all felt very comfortable. We were both 2 or 3 under early in our rounds, and all of a sudden the old walls went up, the blinkers went on, and I just remember his eyes just not moving. There was none of this chit chat, there was no looking around, there was no one else in his world for the last sort of 12 holes, and just the level of focus and blinkers that he had on was just unbelievable. And that's kind of when I realized like where he separated himself from everybody else at that time.
And did he play strikingly well over those 12 holes?
Yeah, he comfortably won. Yeah, he comfortably won the tournament in the end, and I just remember that being very impressive to watch.